It is June 3rd in 2018. We're here in San Diego, California. We're going to go ahead and show a new tool that we've created to help plumbers remove Moen Posi Temp cartridges. So there are a few tools that are on the market from Moen and other brands only pull the cartridge out slightly, or they're just simply screwing into the end of the cartridge and you're just pulling it on your own with your own force to try to yank it out. So what we've created here and machined are a couple devices. This is one Moen Posi Temp removal tool that's been on the market for a little bit. They usually give you one little black adapter off the bottom and it pulls the cartridge out maybe a quarter of an inch or so, but doesn't do much more than that, so it doesn't completely really help. So we've created the best Moen cartridge Posi Temp removal tool in the world. We've machined this aluminum assembly. This fits perfect over the cartridge. It has little grooves around, so it sits right onto the valve body, and you can see there's two large slots, of course, on both sides for the two tabs that protrude on the cartridges. You simply stick that over, and then this other tool, which we give you as part of the kit, simply just screws on to the cartridge. So you're threading on the bolt, which is a 1024. Line up the tabs, and then we're going to go ahead and set our camera over here so you can kind of see this a little bit better. And you simply, by just holding this, keeping the tabs over the open slots right here, just turn and you'll be able to pull the entire cartridge out. It's going to pull it up the entire length. But what we've also machined and created is this little speed socket tool that can go over this, and then with any drill driver and a 1-inch hex socket, goes over our speed socket. Instead of using the hand to turn this, you can just simply spin this, and as you can see, this is now pulled out the entire cartridge. So this is the first Posi Temp removal tool that doesn't rely on sheer force to yank it out. It's actually pulling and sucking it out by this aluminum guide resting against the valve body and this black assembly spinning and turning, so it just sucks it and pulls it out. Kind of like an Ona puller if you're a plumber familiar with that tool for removing 1225 cartridges. So sometimes though what can happen with these Posi Temp cartridges is when you go to pull the cartridge out, whether using our tool or anybody else's, the brass end can crack and break off. This is another common occurrence that can happen, especially if somebody's might have even tried working on it and pulling on it. So what we've additionally machined here out of steel, not aluminum, this is steel to be a little bit harder, is this little guide tool. This has got two 11/64 holes in it. We provide the drill bit for it. So when this cracks or breaks off, you're going to be left with this. Now we've already pre-drilled this, but this has the perfect little slots here, so it fits on both sides and will rest over the cartridge and in that space solid. So it'll sit inside there and not budge. With the drill bit we give you, then you just simply go ahead and drill both holes. And on these Posi Temp cartridges, you're going to go down about 3/4 of an inch. You're going to feel the drill bit actually stop once it gets to a certain spot because it's going to hit the metal balancing spool. Then you know you've gone far enough. When you've drilled those both out, you simply remove the guide, obviously, and then we give you this fourth little tool that we've adjusted and mocked up. These are bow opening pliers, so they're outward opening. So normally, of course, when you squeeze a plier or a wrench of any type, it's actually compressing the end. This is opening outwards. So you can see as we press it, it opens outwards. We have these specially ended prongs here on both sides. So we're going to go ahead and move our camera back over to here, kind of show this. We apologize, we don't normally make videos, so it's not going to look very good. But with the two holes you just drilled, you just simply open up the pliers, insert them down the holes, then squeeze, and you can squeeze as hard as you want. And then you simply lift and you're going to pull out the whole cartridge. And so that's not going to apply pressure on the outside and touch the brass body, and not also, like some people over the past, and what I had to do as well, put an easy out in here. Well, that expands out. That creates actually more force and pressure of this being inside the valve body, and doesn't really help that much. You're just trying to get a grip to pull this thing out. Now, another thing we've done with this is we've taken these rubber ends here, which a lot of times will fold over. So you'll see we'll take this, we'll put this back inside, and I'll actually, as I'm going down, I'm actually going to fold this rubber over so that it's actually sticking out and folding over. Let me go ahead and turn this a little bit. I didn't mean to turn that in awkwardly, but literally we can smash this inside the valve body. So now the rubber's hanging out, and that's what is a mock-up of sometimes what happens with age and time. So same thing, this can go back in. It'll pull it out every time. Doesn't matter if those rubbers, two pieces are compressed, folded over, or kind of bent up from age and the heat and softness of them wearing down. Again, we're only creating pressure inside the cartridge, not on the valve body. And with this opening outward, it gives you all the pressure you need to hold the cartridge, will not come apart, but doesn't create any extra tension inside the brass body of this expanding outward with using an easy out tool or anything else. So again, this is a new Moen cartridge removal tool. Speed socket assembly to really pull this out faster, and then an additional little guide tool with a outward opening pliers as well for when the brass breaks off in the end to remove the cartridge as well. You can email us at jasonplumber@aol.com, and we can give you unit prices for the different kits we have available. Thank you.